All right, good afternoon. It is April 4th, 2022, and today we just had a uptrend day all day. So let's take a look at these trades. So about here, I think this is after 5. So you get you get this high, you test it once, you make a lower high here, and then you make a lower high there, and I like that. That's aggressive, but the thing is, there's room back to the EMA. Yeah, there's room back to the EMA, so I like that. I marked it as aggressive, but that looks pretty good to me, given the context. Yeah, that's like a perfect triple test, so I like that. And then we start moving down, and you get a first entry, ticks higher, second entry short. It also really looks like, this is the count resets up here. First entry failed, second entry long. So I like that trade very much. You do get a lower high right here, but I think that there's just, for me, after this one doesn't go lower, I'd probably be hesitant to take this, especially it's a doji. So, yeah, you can see here we're making consistently higher lows, and that may have kept you out of taking this second entry short right here. I did see somebody in the forum. You can see it looks like it's off of that trend channel. What I'm looking at there is these higher lows. This is multiple bars overlapping, and we didn't make it back to the EMA. And with that, all those factors, the congestion and the higher lows in mind, I'm thinking 2 legs back to the EMA at least. And I think that's probably why this second entry was trap set up. We just break that trend channel. We bounce, and I think this is a second entry, but it's really no good. The setup's no good, and unfortunately, that was a really good move up. We formed this congestion that you can see here. There's no entries in there, except this one. I think you might consider this one. You can see that's a double, triple, or no, double, triple test. So it closes right at the EMA. It's just aggressive. You see all these dojis. And personally, I'm the price action manual, Mack's price action manual. He says shortly after, if prices are breaking higher shortly after the open, there's a good chance that it might be a trend day, and you can see that held true here. So just be very aware of that. So this is an aggressive trade, and I came in, I think, like maybe it was right. I think it was right here, and we started moving up. And for that reason, you actually might take this if you're being aggressive. That's a higher low, and you could ride it all the way up to here, and that looks like that would have worked. But let's see, what was I saying? I came in right about here, and when prices started correcting, I'm like, okay, well, this is really strong move up. It's above the overnight highs. This could be just a trend. It just looked like a trend, and it looked like this is, they couldn't take this higher, so they're going to trap a bunch of shorts right here. You do have a second entry right here. I would say that's a little aggressive. That would make me uncomfortable after we couldn't break much higher than this, but I do like that, and I'd probably take that. And it does look congested still, but I do like that very much. Here you have a second entry right here. It doesn't work out, but then you get a higher low that confirms this shorter term trend channel, but that's also a second entry long. I think you got to take that, because at this point we made a new high here, so it just looks like a trend day at this point. The trend is up. You come in here, we're chopping around a little bit, but we're staying above the EMA. No second entry long set up in here. Here we get a second entry long. The signal bar for a second entry long doesn't set up well, but here we have a new low, and you get a first entry, failed second entry short. It's off of this trend channel, so that is a good trade, and that was a really good move up. That could have got you a runner. Then we come up here, and now we're just looking a little overbought because I had my highs for this channel up here, and that doesn't, we don't know that that means something, but we had this overshoot, and it's just looking like we aren't making it to the highs of this channel, this shorter term channel, and this midline is clearly holding prices. So this looked aggressive to me. You're going into the highs. It looks like one leg of correction, kind of. So this was, I wouldn't say aggressive, but the way I answered, because of all that, I am going to change that to aggressive. I answered on a limit order, and I answered pretty far back. I really should have answered further back, and you can see that would have worked. I should have put it like right here by the EMA, right here. The reason I liked it was because, or liked it there, is because we only made 3 ticks right here. And so, I just felt like if it corrects back to the EMA, I do think I'll be able to get a scalp. And you can see people who entered there just barely scalped out. This is also a double test, I would say. It looks like it, so you can consider that, but it just closes so far away, and you're going into the highs for a double test. Here you get a second entry long. It's also a failed second entry short off the EMA. I think this should actually be aggressive too, because now I felt pretty confident that I was correct in saying this was a little overbought, and we're hitting off these highs, and we didn't make it to this midline or this shorter term channel. So, and then we correct, but it's an uptrend day, so I'm not taking my chances. You got a first entry, failed second entry long right here. To be honest, I really liked this higher low entry right here. And I did take that. I don't think I'm going to mark this. I think I might have taken it on the practice account. I'm not sure. I forget. Yeah. I'm not going to mark this, but it's off that midline. Prices bounced off the midline here. We had a break of this potential channel. There's reasons to consider this for sure. But if you're patient, you get a failure right here off the trend channel. I think this is a second entry, but it's just an inside bar, and it's going into swing highs. But, I was feeling pretty confident that we would at least test this measured move, and you can see we rocket on up into that measured move here. I don't see anything I like here, but we find it looks like we find support at that measured move. Price just chopping around here, testing this support level a few times. This is definitely a range, so let me change this. You can see now that this is a range, and it breaks out the low side, and then boom, rockets up to the high side. So you might, on a day like today in this uptrend, you might take that for sure. And what do you know? It goes back to the highs, rockets on through. Eventually, it takes it a little bit. And that brings us into the end of the day. So as long as you're sticking with the rules today, you should have been good. And that's how I saw it. I'm back on my regular schedule, so I should have a video every day this week. Feeling good. Hope you guys are feeling good too. God bless. Have a good day.